What's your personal way of being the change you want to see in the world? When was the moment you became that change? I used to work for a cable company, and one morning I got a call from an older man struggling with a complex issue. His TV was on the wrong HDMI and he needed help fixing it. Right from the start, he was incredibly rude, calling me incompetent and even threatening to report me to the police when I asked for his phone number and address to verify the account. I spent over 45 minutes trying to walk him through the steps to switch his HDMI, but he just couldn't grasp it. Eventually, I suggested scheduling a service tech to visit his home, though the earliest available appointment was 3 days away. That's when he dropped this bombshell. Don't bother sending a technician. I'll be dead in 3 days. I'm 94, and TV is all I have left. Are you really going to make me wait? I felt awful. Being in my mid-20s, I couldn't even begin to imagine what it must feel like to say something like that. I spoke with my supervisor, but she insisted that we couldn't make exceptions. When I got back on the phone to let Mr. Smith know, he wasn't angry as I'd expected. Instead, he sounded deeply sad, his voice shaky, as though he was holding back tears. He explained how he had no family left and that all his friends had passed away, leaving no one who could help him. I couldn't bear it, so I offered to visit him personally and sort out the issue. He was stunned but incredibly grateful. When I arrived at his home, he greeted me warmly, even setting out coffee and a slice of cake. He told me it was the first time in years he'd had someone over, and he'd made a special trip to the store using his cane just to buy something for me. Always have a treat for your guests, he said with a smile. I thanked him and got to work, showing him how to fix the HDMI problem so he wouldn't face the same trouble again. As I finished, he started crying. He shared how he hadn't truly spoken to anyone in years and how much it meant to have someone there. He hugged me, apologized for being rude earlier, and thanked me repeatedly. I assured him it was no trouble and spent the next 30 minutes chatting with him while enjoying the coffee and cake. 3 weeks later, my supervisor called me into her office. She wanted to talk to me about Mr. Smith. It turned out he had sent a letter to the cable company, thanking me for going above and beyond. He explained how much it meant to him and how it brought him genuine happiness for the first time in a long while. The company framed his letter and placed it at the front entrance of our retail office.